Welcome to the beautiful Arizona desert and to the Destination OSU Awards Gala. Oregon State is a community whose excellence is defined by its remarkable students, faculty, alumni, and friends. Tonight, we honor 3 of our volunteers who, through their leadership and decades of service, have helped set the direction and define the character of Oregon State University. Let's take a moment to learn a little about this year's honorees. The 2013 recipient of the Martin Schaub's Lifetime Achievement Award is Ken Noteboom, a former varsity wrestler whose dedication to his alma mater and love of the sport secured the future for OSU's wrestling program.
I first met Ken Noteboom in 1952 at Salem High School. Ken would be absolutely classified as a basic American. It's pull yourself up by your bootstraps, do the job, self-reliance.
Well, I first met Ken Noteboom's wife-to-be in homeroom at high school in Salem, Oregon. And then shortly after that time, I had to meet him on the wrestling mat, and that kind of ended my career.
He was an explosive wrestler. When he would go on the mat, it was all out, nothing left behind.
When he first came under the wrestling team, he was in better condition then than all the guys had been working out for a couple of years. Gung-ho Marine, typical of most of them, Semper Fi all the way.
He's extremely reliable, and you can count on it every time. If he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it.
Ken was the straight arrow. He's strong, he's dedicated, he was a hard working student. He did very well in school, and he never messed up like some of the rest of us did. Several of us worked on the Jubilee homecoming, which Ken did a phenomenal job organizing, and was very effective, I think, in two respects, getting a good turnout, and additionally very effective in encouraging us to donate as much as we felt we could afford.
Dale Thomas was Ken's coach in college, and Dale told me one day that he said he got Ken talked into being on the Wrestling Foundation to help raise money for future wrestling programs. And he was so delighted because he said Ken's just a natural leader.
The 2013 recipient of the Dan Poling Service Award is Dale Weber, a legendary OSU professor who has inspired generations of students in the classroom and beyond, and instilled in them a passion for lifelong learning and exploration.
I think he really instilled the service aspect in his students, and I think he has set an amazing example for students that he's had over the years on how to give back.
He's an extraordinarily humble man, and he thinks he's just doing what needs to be done. He doesn't want to be recognized for it. One of the things about Dale that I think is so remarkable is his marriage to his wife. You really get a team. You get more than Dale when you're dealing with Dale. You get Mary Jane.
He would put together tours for his animal science students to go to the Midwest to visit different dairies, and to give them that out of the classroom experience, that additional learning.
We do these internship things, these internship interviews, internship previews, and he doesn't want them to walk away empty-handed, so we always have to have a basket of cookies on hand, and he always encourages them to take a cookie.
He always says to the students on their way out, now don't forget your cookie, we have a cookie for you.
He does teach an exploratory studies class, but we get a lot of students who are just trying to figure out their path in life, and it's not even a college ag class. And he's still teaching it. The man is long retired, and he's still teaching it.
Soon after his retirement, I saw him on campus and asked him, what he was up to. He was taking a German class, so he was not just volunteering, but he was extending his educational experience. He's so deserving of this award. In my involvement with the Alumni Association, anytime I would hear about the Poling Award and what it meant, I would always think of Dr. Weber.
He really is a treasure. and he is a treasure to this institution as a whole. And we are really, really lucky that he's in the College of Agricultural Sciences. We really lucked out when we got Dr. Weber.
The 2013 recipient of the Lifetime Trustee Award is Ken Poorman, whose business savvy and beaver spirit are a powerful combination for advancing Oregon State.
Kenny and I met in the spring of our freshman year of high school. Kenny was president of the OSU Foundation. I was also president of what we then called the Beaver Club. I'm glad he convinced me to go to Oregon State because I can't stand the Ducks.
I first met Ken Poorman when he was serving on the Oregon State University Board of Trustees. When I think of Ken, I think of integrity, honesty, detail, and very performance-oriented.
I ran across him for the first time when I was involved with the board of directors for the Alumni Association. He was a classic Oregon State Beaver from the standpoint that there was always a quiet confidence and a quiet leadership style to him.
We have the ultimate tailgate van. We call it the Beaver Mobile. It's an old milk truck that we bought for like $1,500 on Craigslist.
It was really a kick driving down this morning. I mean, everybody's, giving me the thumbs up and waving and honking their horns. And it was, I felt like a rock star.
They have a loudspeaker, kind of an amplifier system, and they'll often call out greetings to the football players.
Actually, one of my first memories when they first had the van was one of Ken's granddaughters getting on the microphone and yelling out, "Go Beavs," and you could hear it, 10, 15 cars away, and people would sort of turn around and say, "Where did that come from?"
At Oregon State, I think Ken will be most remembered, along with his wife Sue, for their very generous giving, for their leadership and countless hours of volunteer time.
He's a big supporter of the College of Business as well. He's still on the Dean's Circle of Excellence there. It helped us finally realize the dream of being able to have Austin Hall, the College of Business's new building. He was a trustee for 25 years. It was a time where the university was going through a lot of transitions, and that I think the most important thing that trustees like Ken contributed was a great deal of stability.
When you think of all the years that Ken Poorman served as a trustee and all the hours that must mean that he put in, thousands of hours as a volunteer, it exemplifies Oregon State's continuing need for excellence in leadership.
To me, he is the quintessential lifetime trustee.
When he went to Oregon State, he met his wife at Oregon State. He has a daughter that just recently graduated from Oregon State. So the beat goes on.
Thank you for joining us this evening as together we celebrate OSU's rich tradition of volunteer service. Now, please welcome OSU Foundation President and CEO, Mike Goodwin.